Hello there, you beautiful people. My name is Willow, and I have a new microphone. Ooh. So if I sound different, that's why. But I'm very happy with the new microphone, so it's staying. Either way, I would like to welcome you to Adaptive Onslaught, and before we start introducing our players, I would like to say thank you to my patron, Timothy Calderwood, for subscribing at the $10 a month tier over on Patreon. If you would like to support me that way, there is a link in the description. And without a further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. I am going to introduce players and tell a story at the same time. It's going to be very difficult, but either way, with Team 1, we're starting with a red Cybran by the name of Dave. We got a Dave, and he's going first land. To his south, we have the Egg Roll, who is a purple Cybran going first land. To his west, we have a purple Seraphim. That's not what this is. It's a purple God, I cannot speak. Purple UEF by the name of Pineapples 3, and he is going first land. To his north, we have Control Noob by the name... Or wait, it's Control Noob. He's by the name of Control Noob too as well. Wow, I am rusty. So the reason I'm rusty is because I didn't have internet for like 4 days because our internet went out because of a bombing in Nashville, and I live near Nashville, and it took out the AT&T building, so fuck AT&T and the person who blew up a bomb. He's going first land. He is Seraphim, and he is white. That sounded racist. Either way, we have a purple Cybran by the name of Valone going first land over here, last for Team 1. And then in the Team 2, the bottom side, because this is a complete clown fiesta now, we have Bash Corto Stan, who I'm going to call Stan instead of Dave. So we have Dave and Stan. We're having a lot of players from the last game that we just casted. Either way, to his east, we have another player from the last game by the name of Icy Nightmare going first land. He is a UEF. Then we have a orange Cybran by the name of Ilmir, and he's gone first land. Then we have a gray UEF by the name of Prosiska going first land as well. And last but certainly not least, we have Fior, yet again from the last game, a red Aeon this time instead of a blue Aeon. And he is going first land. And with that out of the way, yeah, my story. So, don't know how many of you all will know. Anybody in my Discord would know. On Christmas, we had a explosion go off in downtown Nashville. There were no fatalities except for the person who set off the bomb, as far as I can tell at the moment. And yeah, it knocked out our internet for a little while. I was trying to keep up with a video a day, so now I have to make up for all of that because I couldn't cast games, I couldn't play Fallout, and I couldn't play Cyberpunk because all of them required internet in some form. Fallout and Cyberpunk required me to have cloud saves enabled. Otherwise, it would have been a fuckfest, and I'm not sure if it would have resynced up afterwards. There's issues with that. So, yeah. And this map, Adaptive Onslaught, there is mass to reclaim pretty much everywhere. You look over there, there's mass. You look over here, there's mass. You look over anywhere, there's mass to reclaim. Let's go ahead and bump speed back up to normal, since we did lower it just so we could get through the players. We have a game quality of 93%, which is relatively balanced. And we are, of course, going to be playing some very interesting matches. Over here in the middle, you usually see a Come Here Die. That's why whenever you load up the map, it says don't die in the middle, don't disappoint your team. Which, by the way, map makers, whenever you put those in the beginning of your map, especially if you're asking for people to report bugs, put your name in it. I've seen a few times where people, like, report bugs if you see them. We don't know who to report them to, and if you think somebody on the internet's going to go figure out who made the map, that's too much effort. Most people won't. I won't. Alright, from what we can see here, we do have the first set of comms meeting in the middle. It's going to be Pineapple and Prosiska, who are going to be facing off here. There's a lot of reclaim here, a bunch of big chunks of reclaim, much like Settins and pretty much every other competitive map where there is a bunch of reclaim in the middle. And they are just going to sit here and reclaim, but we do have multiple comms coming out, both Control Noob and the Egg Roll seemingly coming to the middle here. We could see a very early snipe onto Prosiska as he has artillery raining down onto the comm of Pineapples. Pineapple's now down to below 10,000 health, and Prosiska has decided to just start shooting the comm of Pineapples. He's not shooting his own comm. This is not how this game works. But as he's lowered Pineapples into yellow health, he is probably going to be forced back now by the Egg Roll and Control Noob coming up to wreak devastation upon their enemies. Alright, let's see how all of this goes. We can see there's still a lot of reclaiming going on, not too much focus on killing each other, but now it does look like there's going to be some focus on killing Prosiska as 3 comms roll into range and throw some fire. The Egg Roll in the back not quite doing anything, but he is here, he is participating. Block with tanks. They're trying to block him with the purple tanks out from Pineapples. Not quite working, but Prosiska falling dangerously low on health, down to about 5k health. He's going to try and get some terrain in the way of him and the enemy. And if he can manage to do that, he will be in a good spot. Oh no, getting caught up on the terrain. That's impassable. Oh, falling down to 3,000 health. This is very dangerous. 3 comms put out a whole heck of a lot of damage. The comms getting distracted by spam for the moment, but they will re-target that comm very soon. 2,000 health. 1,900, 1,800, 1,700, 1,600, 1,400, 1,300, 1,200, sub 1,000. It's falling, it's falling, it's falling. He is calling upon his ally Elmir to help him out. But that could just put Elmir in a very, very bad position. We do still see him. He's slowly climbing back to 1,000 health, but that's not a ton of health to have. A shot going very wide from Control Noob. Elmir still trying to protect his ally, and the 3 comms from Team 1 are seemingly falling back as Pineapples has had enough. He does not like staying out this far with a comm that's below half health. And with that, the middle has been controlled pretty heavily by Team 1. Let's go ahead and check on the flanks. We do have a drop down here in the bottom left-hand corner out from Stan. He is dropping his units over here to grab that expansion. And we can check on the flanks. It does look like with Eggroll sending his comm further into the middle, he has gotten less units and less factories up. Of course, that makes sense, as Icy Nightmare has managed to push his units a little bit further, claim his expansion a little bit faster. We'll have to see how this flank goes. And then on the opposite flank, we can see that there is no contest seemingly out from Fior and Team 2. We do have Valone over here just going ham, taking all of the mass points, barely even building units. He does have plenty of factories to do so, though. And over here we can see the comm of Icy Nightmare is with some spam from Elmir. Over here in the middle we can see all of the comms here in the middle just kind of still focusing on that reclaim. There is still a ton of it to grab. It'll take quite a while before we can press Control Shift and actually see anything other than green. May not even happen if these players start killing each other fast enough. T2 on the way out from Elmir. Where is the comm of our boy, our man? Prosiska has managed to walk his wounded comm back home. Just over 2,000 HP now. Probably going to be staying out of the fighting for quite a while. We have gun range already completed. Fior, I believe. Let's see. Range has already completed. He's working on speed, and I think he's going to try and vie for the middle, try and get himself a little bit of an advantage over the enemies by having those upgrades. But of course, there can always be upgrades coming out from the other side as well to cause issues for his comm. This range upgrade first does help him out. Anything that might come to cancel his comms upgrades would be shot at a little bit earlier. Gives him a little bit more space to just free fire on units that may be coming towards him. He is a very, very long range PD at the moment. We do have a little bit of a push out from Icy Nightmare over on this eastern flank. He is pushing towards this brick of mantis. Is that what it's called? What is a group of mantis called? A murder of mantis? No, it's a murder of crows. I don't know, these manti are just thwarting this attack, but it does look like map control has kind of gone evenly for each side. We do have units on Team 2 down here have taken over this corner, whereas Team 1 has taken over the top left-hand corner. And that's seemingly where we're at for the moment. We can also see the distribution of mass points is slightly different for each team. This area being grabbed up by the front player known as Control Noob, whereas Stan has managed to grab himself that same area for his team. He's used the transport very early to grab all of the hills and the cliffs. We do have a little bit of a fight going on down here, and we can also see on the minimap a fight brewing in the top left-hand corner. It does look like Icy Nightmare is winning this one up here. Let's go ahead and check in down here. It does look like we have a nice group of units out from Fior. A lot of flares mixed in, not quite as many tanks or artillery, so this force looks a lot stronger than I would reasonably imagine it is, but it's still a lot of units. Fior full-on spam as his comm comes out to mow down units as quickly as he possibly can. And we can see some gunships coming in to try and snipe the comm of Fior. We have 5 renegade gunships here, 2 of them getting distracted by spam, but 3 of them still locked onto the comm with laser focus. Of course, those 2 that broke off, I believe, were shooting down mobile AA. And we have a lot of support out from both Willow and Control Noob to try and help with this snipe. They're trying to overpower the air forces of Team 2, and Fior is down to 5,500 health points as we speak, dropping rapidly. We are going to possibly see our first ejection here at the 10-minute mark if Fior cannot manage to get some aid. He does have a fair number of anti-air coming on the way, and we do still have some interceptors out. There's only 1 gunship left. Fior down to 2,000 HP as T2PD are being thrown up on this flank. And it does look like Fior might be able to live. Do we have anything else coming to threaten the comm? There's a ton of anti-air out now from both Fior and his ally Ilmer. And they are going to be trying very hard to protect that comm. We do have a bunch of T1 bombers out from Willow trying to snipe off this comm. If he kills this comm, it will be a devastating blow to Team 2. We do have the bombers dropping their payloads now, but I don't think it's quite enough to even kill them, even if they all land perfectly. And that is down to 1,500 HP for the comm of Willow, and it does look like he's out of danger temporarily. Another bomber coming in, but that's not quite enough. So it does look like we're going to keep all of our players intact for the first 10 minutes of this game. And that is always good signs for what's to come. We have T2 and various upgrades coming out for all of the comms. Let's go ahead and really quick, since we haven't yet, check in on those reclaim numbers. I'm going to really quick go through the list. Control Noob at 6.8k, Willow at 4.3k, Dave over here at 4.8k. We have 7.2k for Pineapple, 6k for the Egg Roll, 3.1k for Stan, 3.6k for Fior, 4.9k for Icy Nightmare, Prosiska at 4.4k, and 2.7k for our boy Elmir. And that is exactly where we stand on that. We'll look at the mass totals as well for a moment. It does look like it's fluctuating, but most players are between the 40 and 70 mark. It does look like Control Noob might be up to an advantage, but no, that's just reclaim related, as we have a little bit of a fight breaking out over here between some units from Ilmir, the comm of Fior, and the T2PD of Willow. He does not quite have the unit spam up here to make what he needs to happen. We do have 2 ranks of vet, and that comm is back up to almost 5,000 health, and that is going to mean the comm is relatively safe for now, unless a bunch more air units come in for another snipe. But we can see that the ground over here that was recently gained is going to be lost. We do have a T2 factory, and of course that means there's a T2 HQ back further in their base, but these rhinos are just going to come out and be destroyed by the comm of Fior. So I think that this area in particular is lost. We do probably want to see more Cerberus turrets going up, but even then the comm can just walk up and overcharge them. And then on this southern flank, we did see the Egg Roll earlier getting gun speed and range upgrades, and we have the gun upgrade seemingly for Icy Nightmare as well, as he's chunking these tanks 200 health at a time. And we can see his army is dwindling as the Egg Roll's army and the army out from Pineapples are starting to whittle down on him. He has 1 rank of veterancy, almost to 2. He is going to reach that 2nd veterancy in no time, so I do not believe the comm is in any particular danger. These units are about to roll into a comm, and that's going to be very deadly for that group of units. Over here we can see more bombers coming in to try and deal with this spam and the comm of Fior. It's not quite working. This Cerberus PD creep is just going to continuously fall back. He needs to get some units out in the field. He needs that T2 factory to just start spitting out units to help him. These units out from Icy Nightmare, realizing they're walking into a mass grave, an Indian burial site, have decided to run the fuck away and leave it well the fuck alone for now. As we're seeing the first glimpses of T3 air out in the field, we do have ASFs up for both air players. Let's go ahead and check. We have 1 lonely ASF for Stan, whereas Dave is going to have... Alright everybody, so editing Willow in the future is going to cut to this point after I clicked pause. I don't remember what was happening, but something came up in real life, and I dealt with it. So, I am back to continue to casting this game. Hopefully it goes well. I think we were checking on the ASF numbers. We had 1 for Stan, and Dave is at a mighty 3 ASF. We do seemingly have a bit of a fight going on down here, but it does seem to be going the way that I remember it was, and that is that Valone is losing ground heavily. On this eastern flank, we can see a little bit of ground possibly being gained by the Egg Roll, but it's not quite substantial enough to deal with all of this spam. I think Icy Nightmare is going to want to get his comm all the way back around. We do now have Asylum mobile shields protecting the comm of Fior, who's going to start building anti-air, as it looks like there might be an air threat. Does he see an air threat? Oh, he just saw a bunch of air blips and was like, oh, nope, fuck that. That makes a lot of sense. And yeah. Is Stan already super behind on ASF? He's at 2, whereas Dave is at like 6. That's a actually big advantage. Usually with air, both players get air at the same time, and then it's kind of just everybody just sits there like, oh, we're gonna build ASF for the next 15 minutes. Apparently there was connection issues in this game, as not quite normal, but it does happen from time to time. You have matches that have just a bunch of connection issues. Usually it happens the more players you add. I think 4v4 is the good middle ground if you want big team games and no connection issues. Usually 4v4 works, but once you start getting up to 5v5, 6v6, 7v7, and 8v8, it gets a little bit ridiculous with the connection issues. You rarely have a game that I feel has no connection issues with an 8v8. Both teams scouting quite heavily, trying to figure out what their opponents are doing. It does look like we have a little bit of a TML battery over here assaulting onwards towards the base of Control Noob. There is an anti-missile defense, TMD, but it's not quite enough to stop those Cybern missile launchers. So 1 more missile out, and that will indeed result in the death of that T2 mechs. I don't know if he knows that, though. I don't think he would have any way of... Ilmer wouldn't have any way of telling whether or not he hit that, other than just staring at it, and that's pretty inefficient. It's fire and forget kind of thing. Either kills it or it doesn't. We do have a little bit of an engagement kicking off over here between the Mantis and the Strikers and the comms of both Egg Roll and Icy Nightmare, who I might have to mention in the last game were also mirror matched up, and this game they're a mirror matchup as well. Very strange. These two players, their fates intertwined as they spew plasma out of their arms and create factories with the other arm. This radar. Oh no, no, the radar was still alive. This radar was getting way more information than it ever deserved to. It was one brave little radar just sitting there on the front lines. All right. We'll have to keep an eye on this flank, but for now I want to check in on mass totals. Let's just see. Or actually, mass totals, it does look like Team 1's ahead. Let's go ahead and check on Ecos. We have 69, very nice for Dave. 103 for Control Noob. 90 for Pineapples. 49 for Valone. Eggroll at 46, so Eggroll the lowest on his team. The highest for Team 2 is looking to be Icy Nightmare at either 116 or 91. One of those two. 88 for Stan. Fior sitting at 38. He seems to be short stacking quite heavily. 83 for Prosiska, and Ilmer at 60. We do have some more gunships on the way, but this time they are not Renegades. They are in fact Whalers. Much more DPS, as well as some Corsairs coming in, so this could be very dangerous. Fiora at half health. Those Corsairs getting shot down any moment now would be absolute disaster. As more Corsairs come in, there are of course these shields, but the shields are not going to last long versus T3 gunships. And we have more Corsairs coming in. The Whalers are just pouring damage onto the Kama Fiora, and I think this is going to be our first ejection. I don't see how he survives, and yes, indeed, that is the ejection of Fior. Our first player to go down here at the 18-minute mark. Sorry guys, my bad. Well, I mean, you should have realized you didn't have air control, but at the same time, you're playing aggressively, and that's what you're supposed to do. So, I don't think it's that much of your bad. You were just trying to make something happen. You're trying to... It's better to try and shove a square peg into a round hole than try to, do nothing, in my opinion. Sitting back and doing nothing would have been worse. You did gain some ground. You stopped Valone from having free reign in this top left-hand section of the map. You got punished for it, but still. We do have Corsairs also attacking Icy Nightmare. Could we see a double snipe? Could we see more units coming in to just destroy off another comm? Of course, it's only 2 Corsairs. It's nothing pivotal. Definitely an amount of Corsairs you can completely dodge, or almost completely dodge. You can like get hit by 1 missile every single volley, which is nothing. We can see these comms still laying into each other. 99 kills on the comm of the Eggroll, and 126 kills for Icy Nightmare. These players are just, their comms are just death-dealing machines. Pineapple at 5 kills on the comm. Now I just kind of want to know what everybody's comm is at. 5 for Control Noob. Ilmer sitting at 0, surprisingly. And both of the air players are going to be sitting at 0, let's be honest. Yep. What about Valone? What are you at? 14? So yeah, no, these 2 players have just been absolutely throwing units into each other's comm and saying, hey, which one of us is going to break first? We do have 4 veterancy for Icy versus only 3 for Eggroll. 33 health a second versus 74. That 4th rank of veterancy, very important. Actually, he might also have... Let's go ahead and check on the upgrades for Icy Nightmare. He may have Nano Regen. He does not have... he has Nano Repair. He does not have the Tech 2 upgrade. Or Tech 3 for that matter. Over here we can see some Titans destroying the likes of Mantis in a very, very one-sided battle. Titans, the bane of everything below T3. The laughingstock of everything above T3. Or T3. The Titan has been the proverbial punching bag and has been declared the worst T3 bot. Though... Oh, Jesus, what just happened with my throat? Though... Oh, also, I don't know if my mic settings are too loud or not. I mean, of course, it'll fix in editing. Oh, Jesus. Though the Loyalist did get a nerf at some point, so the Loyalist isn't quite as powerful as it used to be. It might be on the same level of the Titan as now. They're supposed to be equals, but I do still feel that, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that Okay, that's the wrong way to say that. I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure that the Loyalist beats the Titan in straight up combat, right? One Loyalist, one Titan, they beat each other. I'm sure even a group of Loyalists versus a group of Titans, Loyalists win. Also, the Titans have such a cool name. They're the Titans. They're the gods of gods. They're the gods, the big gods. And what's better than them? Fucking Percival. Isn't that like one of the Knights of the Round Table? Like, come on. Although the Percival. Look at that sexy cannon fire. As Icy Nightmare has managed to get to T3 relatively quickly, and he has enough Percivals out. I mean, there's only 2 on this front, but that's enough to start pushing back the comm of Eggroll. And Eggroll does not quite have T3 land yet, so this could be very dangerous. Eggroll's going to be losing a lot of ground very quickly. Also, I just spotted this on the mini-map. We do have 3 Strat Bombers out for Dave, so that could be dangerous. He is definitely looking for a snipe with those. And Eggroll is falling dangerously low on health. He just got a rank of veterancy that saved his life. He needs to keep falling back, though. We have Titans inbound to try and save him from his ally, Pineapples. But, oh, geez, those Titans just laying in the damage down to below 2,000 health. Once again, he's not going to get another rank of veterancy before Percivals hit him again. He needs to just get out of the range of those Percivals and stay out of the range of them. Very, very dangerous bots are those T3 assault bots. Wait, armored assault bot versus heavy assault bot. I would think heavy would be better than armored. Then we have Gatling bots. Gatling bots trying to shoot this Percival. The Percival being microed like a madman. Wow. Icy, really? Really, Icy? You have nothing better to do than micro this Percival? Watch it. Watch all of these orders. He's microing Percivals to kill Mongoose. He doesn't have anything better back here to be doing. You have idle engineers. Come on, man. Microing goddamn single Percival with sub 100 health. Or sub 1,000 health. It is beautiful to see it, though. I do love the micro, but micro your macro. Get back there and do more with this. Ignore that. Oh, we have 3 Strat Bombers on the way over here. This is a dangerous force. It does look like they might just be sent out to kill off the Titans. I don't think there's enough ASF in the area to actually... Ooh, never mind. Stan has seemingly gotten quite on top of the ASF game, sitting at 39 versus his opponent's 28. So he is currently ahead in the air game. The base of Fior has been taken over by Prosiska. We haven't seen much of Prosiska other than these Titans since he was ousted from the middle and almost killed. Taking a drink of my water. Alright, and that's a bunch of dead Titans for you. That's a bunch of dead Titans. They weren't built for firepower of this magnitude. We also have T3 air out from Valone, which is going to be very helpful for his ally. It's going to eventually mean there will be an air advantage for Team 1. We do have a Yathoda out on the field from Control Noob, which is a very dangerous proposition. And we also have Spearheads. I love these things. I like a lot of UEF units. I'm not going to lie. They're not my favorite faction, but I do like a lot of their units. Just look at that thing. Ah, it's so cool. It has all the little animations. It's almost getting killed off by demolishers. I think that UEF definitely has more. I like more of their units from a design point than most other factions, but I'm leaning towards Aeon or Cybran for being my favorite faction because Cybran has the Megalith, and the Megalith has just this overwhelming, great, amazing spot in my heart. I love the Megalith. If there's a Megalith in a game, it immediately makes it more castable for me, especially if it's well microed. Go micro your Megaliths. It's better than microing a Percival. And we see a wall of T1 walls. A wall of T1. We see a bunch of T1 walls control Cade over here. Of course, you get no mass for reclaiming that, but that just looked really cool down there on the, when you're zoomed all the way out. We still have these 3 strap bombers. They're getting veterancy, or one of them has veterancy. We do have the Yathoda pushing forward towards Siska. He is getting up some Ravagers. It does look like he's stopped production of a Fat Boy to get those Ravagers online. And we have some Firebase locations up here. We have 3 Gunthers and some Cerberus, but I don't think that's going to stop a Yathoda. I do not believe that's enough for the Yathoda to be giving any kind of fucks about. Though we have a bunch of Titans coming in from the back, we have this Firebase. It does look like units from Icy Nightmare are making their way towards that location. Percivals and Titans are good at killing off T3 units. Well, actually, or T4 units. Titans aren't good, but they're good for taking hits. I'll give them that. Like, look at that. They just took the hit. That they did their job. Their personal shield's going to come back online before that weapon comes back online, I believe. Yep, it will. So they'll take multiple hits from that Yathoda cannon. And we have a bunch of Titans out from Pineapples over here. Control Noob and Pineapples playing extremely well this game. Constantly here to thwart the plans of their enemies. Valone also doing quite well. Team 1 as a whole are working very well together. Saving egg roll, all of this good stuff. Whereas Team 2 has lost a lot of map control. They seemingly are hemmed in to their bases. Everybody except for Icy Nightmare, who has quite valiantly put up a strong fight on this eastern flank. And Fiora was doing quite well on this flank for a while, but Icy, the only one who still maintains any semblance of having map control over his area. And this army is the only thing keeping him with that map control. And while there are about 7 or 8 Percivals here, that's not enough for this Yathoda to give a fuck about. So he does need to fall back. We do need something like gunships or another experimental. We do have an experimental built out from Stan. He has managed to build a Megalith, which yet again makes this game more castable. Look at that beautiful son of a bitch. Just look at it. Look at its awe-inspiring glory. It's beautiful. Actually, I can't call it a son of a bitch. It's a daughter of a bitch. It lays eggs. Makes it female. Megaliths are female crabs that like murder. Fuck, that hurts. Is he talking about losing all of his units as he runs away? Because, yeah, I'm sure that's painful. It's nice to get carried today. Eggroll admitting he's being carried. Bag of holding.exe. Oh no, this Yathoda's messing up everybody's day. Icy, announce when you're back. AFK 20 seconds, back. Wait for, oh, they were talking about, there was a pause. Icy Nightmare has fallen back with his comm. Also, we forgot to turn the HUD back on. Let's check on those reclaim numbers, how about we? I'm just gonna, you know what? This is the easier way to say it. Everybody above 20,000 reclaim is Prosiska, Eggroll, and Valone. Everybody below 10,000 is one person, it's Ilmir. Everybody else is between 10 and 20,000, and I'm not going to read them all out. So yeah, and back to total mass generation. We can see total mass overall, Team 1 has skyrocketed to the lead with almost a 60,000 mass accrued over their enemies. And as I was mentioning earlier, that semblance of map control that Icy Nightmare had, it's gone now. Very unfortunately, this Yathoda is going to end that pipe dream of a situation. This area was admittedly held by Ilmir for a long time, or Ilma, whatever his name is. It was held by him for a long time, and he had a nice little fire base, but one Yathoda walked in and destroyed it. And now that Yathoda is walking around destroying more and more things. The T1 PD will save us, I'm sure of it. Well, too bad. Alright. We do have this megalith on this eastern flank. It's looking like it's pushing out to try and deal with the Athota. That will be a battle for the ages as a fat boy that I completely forgot to mention. I mean, I mentioned that it was building, but it is over here in the middle causing mass issues for the base of Pineapples. Pineapples is having a bad day with that situation in hand. Do we have more strat bombs now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strat bombs now. Is he going to attempt to use those to kill off the fat boy? I think a snipe would be relatively difficult with all of the ASF here and the fact that they have Omni. They were just talking about it, but I believe they do indeed have Omni. Yes, they do, right here. And we can see Corsairs coming in to try and soften up the shields of the fat boy. And I'm assuming, yep, here come the strat bombers. That is enough strat bombers to get to the shields unless these parashields can kind of save him. Oh, but he's running away from his parashields. No, don't do that, Mr. Fat Boy. That's not what you wanted to do. Oh, no! No, the Fat Boy lives. The Fat Boy survives. Use the bloody ASF. I hope Icy Nightmare is British. Use the bloody... Oh, I can't do a British accent. Why did I even try? Fuck that. I can't do any accents. Don't ask. I'm accent blind. I can do a southern accent, but that's because I'm from the south, and fuck that. Southern US accent, I guess is what I should say. Bloody. Bloody is such a good adjective. I love that adjective. That descriptor for a noun. And we can see the megalith is firing into this Yathoda. So many units fighting right now. Just an absolute slugfest between various units. But I think that Team 1 loses this because the megalith is going to kill the Yathoda. Oh man, game is so goddamn beautiful. It hurts my eyes just to look upon it, and that's not because it's ugly, but because it's so beautiful that I cannot comprehend it. So my eyes just try and melt out of their sockets because of the amazing things going on in front of them. Did that megalith even take massive damage? Oh, they gave him the megalith. No, that megalith is still perfectly fine. Icy Nightmare is controlling it now. And he's sending out engineers to rebuild his mass extractors and such. Except for this engineer who's just taking a goddamn coffee break. We're at war, son! We're at war! Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Yeah, that's damn right. You better get over there and build that mass extractor. Yeah, that's right. No coffee breaks. We don't give any rewards to slackers around here. Okay, Megalith fighting Monkey Lord. This is bad because the Monkey Lord has managed to get in range of the Megalith. The Monkey Lord has a lot of DPS, so the Megalith's massive health pool gets drained very quickly, as you can see. The Megalith does survive it and does kill the Monkey Lord, which could be a lot of reclaim. There's already tons of reclaim coming out. Reclaiming engineers coming out from Stan. Stan is getting himself some of that mass. And he's building another megalith with it, so of course that mass did come from his ally Prosiska, but I don't think Prosiska will mind getting another megalith out on the field, especially with what's happened to my boy over here, or my gal over here. I just called all megaliths female, and then I'm saying my boy. Boy, look what they've done to my boy. Alright. What are these? Are those tactical missiles? Those are TAC missiles. Where are those from? Oh, over here. He's trying to TAC missile spam down the megalith. That's hopeful. It's very hopeful. And we do have an explosion over here. Wait, what? What the hell? Valone has died. I will have to resort to my lack of knowledge about what was going on the northern flank for how he died. That had to be a snipe of some sort, yes? That had to be like strat bombers or TMLs or something, right? He didn't control K. How did he die? Answers into this comments, please. Ilmer has built an experimental unit as our megalith has died, and Ilmer has built a monkey lord. We have tons of experimentals this game as well. I'm really happy that I'm seeing more games with a bunch of experimentals, and we can see SACUs, the bane of existence of everybody who plays games that go into -4. SACUs keeping games alive much longer than they should be. Since 2007. Well, actually not 2007, because it used to be you couldn't build SACUs with the RAS preset, so people didn't use SACUs for economy, I don't believe. I believe back then you built SACUs and then you'd have to upgrade to RAS upgrade, and it'd be a really long amount of time to get RAS SCUs. The egg roll is now being pushed back quite heavily as Percivals are being out DPS'd by bricks, which is just a thing that happens, especially when there's less Percivals than bricks. We do have a monkey lord on the way, but that's a lot of bricks. And did I mention how good Percivals are at killing monkey lords? Because there's also a lot of Percivals. This monkey lord's gonna die. This monkey lord's gonna die. This monkey lord is dead. This monkey lord has a death wish and is going to die. Pineapple is being flamed because he didn't immediately send his Percivals to shoot the monkey. And the monkey lord's already at half health. So, you know, the monkey lord did have a death wish, and that death wish is being fulfilled. And now it's dead. Monkey lords are not what you need to kill off a mass Percival. What you need is like a megalith. Generally. I'm paranoid. Does he still have strat bombers? He does. Do any of these have like a ridiculous amount of veterancy? Wait, no, he wouldn't have sniped Valone. How did Valone die? God, I feel so bad that I don't know, but I don't. Also, another megalith shows up. She's over here to throw her weight around as... Oh, 2 megaliths. Oh, Jesus, you have been building megaliths like it's going out of style. This megalith's gonna die because there's Corsairs and it's at half health and there's a monkey lord about to come in range, but still, good on you. You're gonna kill off all of these artillery and then you're gonna die. I don't know if it was worth it, but that's what you're gonna do. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. The second megalith is down here. We can see this absolute battlefield that's been taking place. This bottom half of the map is the only half of the map that matters. And on the minimap we can see the flight of the Valkyries. Wait, no, it's the flight of the Revenants. Revenants? Revenant. Revenants! I think they're coming for this comm. Why else would they be right here? Whoa, did they all just drop bombs? No, they didn't. They're getting shot at. Yeah, the comm of Stan is in a lot of trouble right now. And here comes many strat bombers to blow him up. That's Stan dead, so that's unfortunate. Players throwing GGs in the chat. Pretty apt. Now you don't have any air control, so any more strat bombers that show up kind of just kill you. And we have strat bombers hitting the comm of Icy Nightmare, who does have some SAMs up, but this is just a bad situation. I think that is the nail in the coffin for Team 2. Especially with the second megalith dying. Wait, did it die? It had to have, right? The first megalith died over here. So that's the second megalith. And that's the third megalith. 3 megaliths this game, and 3 megaliths are dead. Oh yeah, it died right here because it was controlled by It was built by Stan, so it would have died upon his death. So yeah, that's the death of the Megalith. That was kind of keeping this flank intact for Team 2. Now it's Icy Nightmare's spam and some SACUs helping over here. A game pause happened. We do have another Monkey Lord out to promptly be sent to its death right about here as it walks into more Percivals. Another experimental unit has been built by Pineapples. Yet another Monkey Lord by the looks of it. We do have artillery on the way, and that's about to finish in about, I don't know, like 20 seconds. This lag is insane. Apparently there's a bunch of lag. I am big noob, sorry. It's okay, Stan. We still love you. We love you, Stan. We love anybody who we play with. Spread love. It's that time of year. Merry Christmas. I didn't get to say it because my Christmas video didn't go up because I couldn't record it. Because I didn't have internet. Unfortunate. I know. Icy Nightmare is calling a GG as a Monkey Lord comes over here and destroys everything. And Icy Nightmare Control Ks. And with that, we have another Control K from Siska. And I think that's the third Control K out from Elmer. Oh wait, no, that's not his comm. That was his comm. So all three players Control K'ing. And that's the end of this match. The match did kind of end abruptly with a snipe, but I do think it was a pretty fun match to watch, and I'm glad you joined me for it. Later today, or possibly tomorrow, there will be a cast out about the new 2v2 matchmaker system. I'm going to be casting a few games from that have been submitted to me, and I hope to see you there. Join the Discord if you want to talk to me directly or talk to more people in the community. Subscribe if you want to see more. It really helps me out. I know that subscriptions, people ask you to subscribe, it's kind of cringy, but it genuinely does help out YouTubers, and every time I get more subscribers, I feel that YouTube pushes my content that little bit harder, and it makes life a little bit easier. It's the only way I can really gauge that I'm growing a fan base. So there's that, and like if you liked it, dislike if you disliked it, and I will see you in the next one.